Good morning. I am here live in my studio. This is Tracy. If you are here, please leave me a comment, and then I know I'm not talking to myself, which is a common occurrence around my little world. It's not unusual. Good morning. Good morning. It is, let's see, it is Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. All righty. Good. There we go. Oops, I need to copy one more thing. If you're here, drop me a comment. If you're here, I'd love to chat with you. Boom, boom. All right. Helps if I show where I'm at. Oh, hi, Ann. Hi, Karen. Hello. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, you guys. Happy Tuesday. We made it last night. We did a fun demo that was really great with Tangle all around. I was so appreciative of Alice last night for inviting me. It was weird. It's weird creating live on a Monday because that means my whole day is going to be crazy thrown. My whole week is kind of crazy thrown off, and I'm probably going to get to Wednesday and feel like it's Friday. Good morning. I enjoyed the interview with Alice and that Tangles. Oh my goodness, so did I. I hope Alice knows how appreciative I was. It was kind of last minute that I asked her, would you like to go on camera with me? And she thoroughly agreed, which I loved. I kind of love it when people are willing to do some new things. And today I have I got to put my hair up. I'm really warm. Karen, if you missed it, it's on my YouTube channel. It's also housed in her group under guides. So that was really exciting. I'm cleaning this morning. I got up a little bit early. I put away everything from the challenge last week. I haven't updated the doors yet. I have more names. I'll do that after work when I'm not in a rush. And it's just been a really nice quiet morning, actually. Look at those doors. Oh, I know. And I'm excited. It's such a busy time of year, too. I just got done with a meeting that I work for another company, and we were talking about how the summer months are just probably going to be a lot of traveling and stuff. In fact, I have to book a couple of trips, so I'm quite thrilled. Love having two fun artist techniques combined. Me too. I'm actually I'm ordering her books today because I feel like that would benefit me. I love this. I talk about this often. As a teacher, it is nice to come up with content and collaborate with other teachers because your art just grows. So just always remember that. Always give credit where credit is due to that teacher that you're learning from. That's something that I've learned. But yes, I will be ordering her books. And I thought that was a really fun opportunity yesterday. She was so sweet about it. I think she said it was their first live event in their group. So that was really nice too. Okay, so this morning, I want to read something real quick. Hopefully my guests don't mind. But we're a couple minutes early anyway. I got this email yesterday. She said it was okay to share. So Carolyn or Caroline, I really want, she said, hi, I hope you had a great weekend. I think it may be too late, but I thought I would ask anyway. I feel I'm new to the Artful Journey tribe, but I feel the need to express how Tracy and this journey has impacted me. Wait till you see this. I mean, you see, I'm visually impaired and found different ways of creating mixed media through Tracy. I have done all types of art since I was young. It started with my mom and ceramics. Then we started toll painting, then watercolor painting, my favorite. First off, I love her mom did that. Then art, rubber stamping, and so on. I think we followed the same path. I used to teach adults and children at a rubber stamp store. Then my life changed. I was unable to do any kind of art for about 3 to 4 years. Then I started to see a low vision specialist, and he too is an artist. He makes his own jewelry. This just amazes me. Okay, and that was just me saying. Um, he helped me so much. So my art journey had begun already. So my art journey began again. You're probably wondering, what does Tracy have to do with my art journey? Well, since I cannot see straight lines, my borders are always crooked unless I use a ruler. Watching the borders video, it gave me a sense of joy because I can make them crooked on purpose and no one will ever know. Another is the wavy painter's tape. What an awesome idea. If I had my site, I would have made my own. Tracy's energy is off the roof. I love that. She keeps me, I love that. Tracy's energy is off the roof. I'm going to use that. Hi, I'm Tracy. My energy is off the roof. She keeps me engaged in seeing her make a little oops, makes her more real and approachable. I've had to try and find different ways to do things so that I can continue my art. I was drawn to Tracy. It is so true that there are no such things as coincidences. I was supposed to be part of this tribe. Your tribe attracts your vibe. In the near future, I'm going to teach again and show other people with vision loss that they can do it too. You just need a little imagination, desire, and Tracy. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful and blessed day. It's either Caroline or Caroline, right? I'm saying that right. Thank you so much. This is just one in itself proof that you don't let certain things stop you. And thank you. I do have a lot of energy. This was just absolutely amazing. I keep all these, by the way. Carolyn or Caroline, you are the sweet Caroline. I'm just going to go with that. You are the reason I do what I do, and it's just a testament to what we're doing in your artful journey. So thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't ask for the email. In fact, it went to Anne, and she forwarded me. All right. It was a pleasure to meet many of you last night through Alice's group. It was an utter honor to be there. I love the opportunity to reach out to other types of artists and see where we can collaborate and do something together. We all win when we collaborate. It's just something that I've always thought was important. Okay. All right. So normally I say to you, I do not know who I will be interviewing and talking to next, but I do know one of them because I've met her twice now locally. She lives about 20 minutes from me. Found each other haphazardly. I'll let her answer how she found me. And Margaret, I just met a couple of moments ago, and she lives in West Virginia. So we've been talking to your Artful Journey members all week because you can still sign up for your Artful Journey until tomorrow, which is Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. I am providing the link in the comments, and it is in the description of this video. Your Artful Journey is a membership group that was started, I want to say in 2020, could have been 2019. And that is my monthly membership. It is $37 a month or $370 a year. That is 2 months free. You can join for a month and see if it works for you. We're finding that most people then want to convert to the year, which you can gladly do. I want to thank my tribe because they seem to go with me everywhere, which is so cool. Alice is also part of my tribe. She's part of my tribe. But it was so nice because I feel like I showed up with a bunch of people in my suitcase and said, oh, here, welcome. Meet all the people behind me. There is nothing better than that. And I thank you guys so much. But I figured the best way to hear about your artful journey and what it means to others is to have the others talk about it versus me. So all week, or since Saturday, Sunday, Monday, today's Tuesday, we've had 2 members on a day. We had Bambi and Lisa on Monday. This is so cool, by the way. I'm befriending everybody. So I already said, like, Lisa, you can fly. Like, let's do something. So, it means a lot to me that I feel like I could go anywhere in the United States and I'll be seeing you guys. Okay. Lori and Annette were on Sunday. Deborah M. and Darylyn were on Monday. And today we have Margaret and Connie. I am going to unmute these lovely ladies. I'm going to bring this one to the right and this one to the left. So, good morning, ladies. Why don't we start with Margaret and introduce yourself so we know who you are?
Well, good morning. I'm Margaret. Where do I start? I am a wife. We were high school sweethearts, so we've been together forever and a day. We have 3 adult children. I have 3 in-loves. They're significant others. 5 grand blessings. And several pets in the family. So I'm very, very blessed. 10 years ago, I moved my mother to West Virginia from North Carolina because her health was declining, and she was in an apartment and independent for those 10 years. January last year, the day after her 70th birthday, she had a heart attack from which she really never really recovered. I was a full-time licensed professional counselor, so I am a therapist, Tracy. But I retired to take care of her. So from January until November last year when she passed, I was her caregiver. And to say that when she passed that it was devastating is just minor. That's the minor way to put it. She was my best friend. She is my best friend still. But you can't stay in grief. I know that as a therapist, but working through it as a person was a whole different project. One day in February, Pam Haley, another West Virginian who's part of the tribe, very active part of the tribe, gave me a link to Tracy, the Heart Challenge. And I jumped right in with the Heart Challenge. And when you opened the doors, I ran in the doors.
Oh, that was you.
I've
I
always
had to tell you to stop running. It was very unsafe.
I know. I got too close to your pool. You had to say, stop running. But yeah, I ran through those doors, and because now we're going to get to the fun part. I always was creative, or I said I was always creative. I'm creative. I'm not artistic. So, I found out that I was artistic too. And this was a wonderful blessing for me in terms of I've always used art with groups. It's a wonderful way to help people uncover what their subconscious stuff, it's a wonderful way to bring that up. And I used all of your lessons and all of your challenges as a way to work through those kind of things that you need to work through with grief. Not done, which I'm glad, because I have a year membership in your Artful journey, and I'm going to continue it after that, I promise you. But it's been wonderful. It's been an absolute blessing. I said yesterday when Deborah said, your mess is your message, that I speak and I live in quotes. I have a quote. Your weirdness, well, it's big. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
It's big. Your weirdness will make you stronger. Your dark side will keep you whole.
Oh.
Your vulnerability will connect you to the rest of our suffering world. Your creativity will set you free. There's nothing wrong with you.
Oh my God. Okay, can you please email that to me? That will
I will.
So I have a little bit of the chills, and I will tell you, I didn't know who was lined up this week. Anne set this all up. She coordinated with everybody. I don't know if Anne, I don't think she had like a pre-notion of what was going to go on. I don't know that. But I kind of have chills because I know a little bit of Connie's story. So Connie, would you care to
Okay,
share?
that's a hard act to follow. So I actually grew up in Iowa. I moved to San Diego 34 years ago this weekend, over Memorial Day weekend. I have worked in HR management in the healthcare environment for 30 plus years. So the pandemic was different for me because I was going to work every single day. It was very busy, long hours. I have roughly, on a good day, a 55-minute commute.
Oh.
And so I just didn't have anything, left for me by the time I got home. I had an opportunity to transition to a different role at the system level and do something completely different. And I jumped on it. And then they sent us all home in January. So I get to work from home. I'm doing work that I love and just contributing in a different way. But I didn't realize kind of how empty my tank probably was. And so I stumbled upon Tracy in the Heart Challenge, and I jumped in and did it. And Tracy talks about people who color within the lines and stay within the lines. That would be me. I'm kind of a rules follower. I have always had hobbies. I crochet, I knit, I quilt, I needlepoint, all kind of rules based and all kinds of things that give me a pattern I can read and I can do it. And the piece she talks about people who buy supplies and never use them. That too was me. I bought fabric for a quilt before I owned a machine or knew how to use it. And I swore I'd never do that because why would you sit around and cut stuff up and sew it back together?
Oh,
and
it's
I
so
love
pretty.
doing that.
I've seen her work, by the way. Very pretty. Okay.
And so I started just doing your stuff. And I have 3 sisters who were really tight, and they're all very creative and artistic in their way. And I think I really compared myself to where they were and what they did. And I've dabbled, but I could never get past the uglies. And so very quickly I learned that it's about the practice, and you have to kind of keep doing it, and you need to do it for you. So I did the Heart Challenge, and this is where I probably will get teared up because my story aligns a little bit with Margaret. My parents both got sick with COVID. And so I jumped on a plane thinking I would work remote and ended up being a caregiver for a month. My 2 sisters were there, but it kind of takes a village. And so I found and I took my art stuff with me. So my sister and I did the fast backgrounds together one night and played. But I often had nights at home where everybody went to bed and it's like 5 o'clock my time. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So I got an adult beverage and I got out my paints and I just sat on the living room floor and doodled and painted and played. And my dad came out on several occasions to see what I was doing. And I have that memory. They got better. I came home, and then about a month later, my dad had a major brain bleed and fell, and he passed away very suddenly. And my mom and dad were high school sweethearts, 65 years together. And it just was, heart-wrenching to watch my mom. And so Tracy's feed this morning popped up with a thing about gratitude. I'm like, I can't believe you did that picture. She goes, oh, that stuff's, scheduled months in advance. I don't know what it was. And I had pulled out the exact same picture. I can't see if I can get it in the exact same picture.
I'm going to make you full screen, love. There you go.
Full screen.
There you go.
So I did the full picture, and it's not perfect, but I can see there's tears built into it. So I knew I was crying when I did this because this was her Wednesday Night Live, the day that my dad passed away. And so I just have continued to do, and I've kept my books and I do it. And instead of having an hour of commute, everybody calls it Tracy time, but it's kind of my time. And because somebody said you need to do something to fill your commute time. And I have to figure out how to get that gym thing back in there. But right now I can take that little bit of transition time and draw or paint. And I can go back through my journals and go, I have gotten better. My drawing is better. My lines aren't as wobbly. And I'm not afraid of a blank page anymore. And I do it for me. And I don't really care what anybody else thinks. So
I like it too.
So it's
that
been
you
nice
said,
to be able to do that.
I think sometimes when you're growing up in a sisters, I have a brother, we're super competitive, whatever. One is labeled this, the other's labeled this. I mean, I have twins, and I have a twin, well, turning 20, and a 23-year-old. And it's funny to hear them give themselves like their own labels. And it's funny that you said, my sisters are the artistic ones. Well, you just hadn't uncovered that side of you. And I think sometimes we align ourselves with those labels too soon. Well, I'm not a therapist, but I do believe we have one in the group, and so this is even more handy. I realize that now in your Artful journey, we have to kind of figure out what everybody did as an occupation, because I think it was Connie, you and I started talking about a retreat, and you had some like a background in a place, and I was like, I am not losing her phone number, because that is my ultimate goal and dream, is to bring people physically together when it's safe to physically be together. So I will say this, I do have my parents, which I have not seen them, and I think this is the longest stretch of time I have not seen them. And so I can't even begin to say, I know, I understand. I don't. I can't. But I can just imagine, and right there, it just takes me off my feet. And I had no clue, by the way, this was not set up, that these would be the stories. So I just thank you. I feel like there is, somebody was saying, we all have stories. We all go through things. You never actually know what somebody is going through or what it's like. So I think art is one of those things that can pull us, bring us all together. Again, I'm not a therapist, but Margaret can correct me if I'm wrong. It is healing.
Not wrong.
Now, Margaret, do I need to compare my prices with my therapist? Because I'm just wondering. I could bring you out of retirement.
Well, I'm going to warn you that part of my process and the changes and stages that I go through life, as of June 1st, my license is no longer valid. So, but I'm still a therapist. I still have the training, but I'm not licensed.
We got till June 1st. I don't license schmeisons. I mean, we got till June 1st. I can fill your couch. I mean, just the sentence in your quote, your weirdness will make you stronger. I should be just rock solid by this point. Okay, I'm sorry. I kid, but I do want to say it's so interesting too, by interviewing and speaking to all the members, to see what diverse backgrounds, whether you are a professional mother, because by the way, I stayed home with my 3 kids, and kudos, everything. Yeah. I took time out, and even to hear you, Connie, somebody mentioned this, which I know, like that part about work, but somebody said Penny said, a satisfied life is better than a successful life, because a successful life is measured by others, but our satisfaction is measured by our own soul, mind, and heart. Do the thing you love. So I love that you are actually filling a 55-minute commute with something alternative.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh God. Anne just said, I love the laughter and happiness too. Your stories are beautiful and amazing. Thank you, Anne. I don't know how she aligned this, but I really feel like this is what Anne was meant to do. Okay. So, I mean, you guys touched on it, but what has your Artful journey meant to you? And has it changed how you've looked at art, which you mentioned? Because I do notice there's a number of die cuts behind Margaret. Those are all magnetic on a magnetic board, I'm guessing. So I would like to know
Mhm.
from you all, how has the lessons or their techniques um, affected your art or impacted you? Oh, we'll start with Connie this time. Sorry.
Well, I think I'm actually using all the different things that I've purchased over the years, and I'm not afraid to experiment. I really, it's embarrassing. I like, if there's a pen to be had, a supply to be had, but just getting over the fear and playing with it. Like, I probably love the watercolors better than the mixed media, but I still had absolutely fun with that, and I will continue to dabble. I've always doodled on things, so I did the Alice class last night. So putting those two together, I would not have probably jumped in and driven 30 minutes to do a hat class because I don't really wear hats. But I was like, it's a beautiful day. I'm going to pop the top. I'm going to put on some music. And if nothing else, I'm going to have a good glass of wine.
Wait, time out. Connie popped the top on her car. She did
Sorry,
not.
I opened. Oh, we get along so well.
It's not that
And
kind of hat class. Kidding.
So anyway, I opened the sunroof. I threw on some music. I thought the worst case scenario is I'm going to have a glass of wine and spend an afternoon. And I'm telling you, the people that I met were wonderful. You are who you are on the screen and in person, and you bring just that joy and that authenticity to what you do.
Oh.
So, and just make you feel comfortable in trying new things. So it was absolutely worth it, and people love my hat.
It was really a fun day. Yeah, she took one of the classes at one of my local wineries. It was the first class I was able to teach coming back, and you actually got to meet Cecilia and Mary. They're a part of your art, and there were a few others that were there. Kathy was there. It was really kind of cool. It was like, oh, I don't think people knew I painted locally for the longest time. I kind of was a closet painter, even when I was working for Deco Art and I was traveling and teaching. I didn't really talk about it because I think I had this fear of failure. And it's one thing to fail in Germany at a trade show because I'm never going to see them again. But it's different when you're in the produce section living in a small town and you have a bad class or something. You're just so mortified. But now I don't care. I mean, now I care, but I have a little more confidence in that direction, I think. So, okay, same question for you, Margaret.
Well, like I said, I've always been creative, and like Connie, I've dabbled in so many different things through the years, and made gifts and everything. But one thing that your artful journey has done for me is allowed me to be more confident in what I'm doing. I don't care that I've always been, and I don't care if it doesn't line up. I remember a cross stitch piece I did for my mother-in-law where the geese were supposed to be standing in a straight line, and one went down a little bit lower, and I said that was just me because I was shorter than the rest of them. So it's just, I don't care that things aren't in line. And I would watch you make these perfect petals, what look like perfectly aligned. And then one day I just decided I was going to be wonky. I need to show that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to be wonky on purpose. I don't know where it is. I'm going to have to find it.
Yeah. I want to see. We want to see. It's funny you bring this. It's funny that you bring this up. I come from a long line of OCDers. We're kind of. I think we're in some sort of psychological magazine because my whole family, like I give an example. I'm not as bad as my cousin who has 2 fingers between every hanger. Now we all do have matching hangers, so if one of us changes hangers, it's like a phone call. Hi, I went from black and I'm buying the ones at IKEA now. It's a call, But I always say that when I did scrapbooking, I was so linear, just like what Connie said. it would drive me crazy if things were not perfect, linear. I have a good eye for proportion, but also, I mean, obviously, my paint labels are sleeping with the enemy problem. But
Yeah.
I can, when I started drawing and painting, the more obscure I was and purposeful and not staying in the lines helped me greatly. So now I might have one rogue white hanger in the bunch.
But you're trying.
I'm trying, but if that thing ever jumps in that class, but it is funny to me because I think there is something to be said about being and embracing perfectly imperfect. So I that is something
Yeah.
that took me a long time. So we want to see that piece of art from you. Oh, I remember that lesson.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
just I love color, as evidenced by the wall behind me, and every wall in my room is a different color. But I just love color, so I just started playing, and I was like, you know what? I don't care if the petals aren't perfect. And you know what? It ended up really beautiful to me.
It
So
is. Oh my God. So I do this on purpose with your artful journey. The one thing I always do is it's not necessarily, I mean, I do a page every time I give an example, but it's a technique. So over, the month, you're pooling and pulling together all these different techniques because quite honestly, what you guys said about building confidence, it's only a piece of paper and all that. I would like you to create on a daily basis from your space what's in your life and what's going on there. I don't mind. You can keep doing every single lesson word for word or line for line, but I think it's nice too when we see that everybody's doing different things now. And then they're also taking it to different surfaces, which is ultimately the plan. So I'd like to kind of think that we're all building our little wings and hoping in nets. We're not going to fall out of the nest. Well, I want to leave you guys with this, or I would like for you to leave it. If there's anybody who is on the fence or wondering, does it take a lot of supplies, or I don't have enough time, we'll start with Margaret. If there's anything you can impart about your artful journey that might make somebody decide to join us, love to hear your thoughts. And anything else you'd like to add? We'll start with Margaret.
well, I agree with okay. I agreed with Connie in that you really have made me pull out those supplies and look at them in a different way, because it's kind of like, these are my stamps. I make cards with them. Sometimes I use them in a scrapbook page, but it's like, oh, wait a minute, I could use that for a flower center, and it's like the supply thing. But also, your artful journey is more about the people and the fun and the self-discovery. It's important. One of my favorite things that I would do in groups is that when you're a baby, everybody sees you growing. You're 1 minute you're this small, and then the next minute you're, taller than your mother. But we don't ever stop growing, or we should never stop growing. And I don't like the word should, but it's a process. We need to keep growing. And your artful journey allowed me to remember that, because I thought that there wasn't any more growth to be had. My mom wasn't around to guide me, so therefore there's no more growth to be had. But you pulled it back out of me, and it allowed me to remember it. And I can get really long-winded, so I'm gonna end with a quote, since I kind of started with a quote. Your artful journey helps me live this quote. It's, stick with the people who pull the magic out of you and not the madness.
Oh my God. Will you please
Wow.
email both of those to me, please? Because that is,
I can do that.
thank you. By the way, just one parting word to you. You have kids, and you said your mom was your best friend and you have grand blessings. What an amazing person you
Mhm.
are to them and giving them advice. Like you're just going, you said your mom guided you. Now you get to be the guide. I just, because I know I would really appreciate putting you on speed dial if you don't mind. I've got a lot of things to work through. I have until June
You
1st.
want
I
me to
can book
eat?
every hour.
You want me to send you my phone number with those quotes? I hear ya.
Oh, and a discount code if you don't mind. A discount code would be great. This is going to be costly. Okay,
I love
Connie,
it. I love it. I
your
love
turn.
you. I love the tribe.
Ditto. Your turn, Connie.
I would echo a lot of those things. And I love like the painting along. And so the first time I painted along with you, I'm like, I'm going to do that. That looks like fun. And it was a hot mess picture. And it's the one that somebody pointed out that you had a really rogue petal. And they thought perhaps your flower had some obscene gesture going on, if you remember that one.
I remember that one.
Mine was not unlike that, but I had so much fun doing that along that I didn't even care that it didn't look great. But I can see how the progression, but even if I don't do the creating, I love looking at everybody else's pictures and their creativity. It just brings me so much peace and joy. And I love that people comment on things and people genuinely care about one another. And it is amazing what you can do. I took my little journal and my Sharpie to bed with me the other night because I didn't want to watch the movie my husband was watching. And I drew something. He goes, "You didn't do that." I'm like, "Because when did you do that?" Because when did you start that? I'm like, "I don't know, 20 minutes ago." I said, "And tomorrow morning, I'm going to paint it with my coffee." And so I don't have kids. I have a lovely husband who I've met later in life. So we didn't have any kids, but he plays golf and I do my stuff and it's just wonderful. He's very supportive and
Connie,
now has kind of gotten used to it.
we're getting together. So don't, yeah.
So it's just been wonderful. I joined month to month. And I am converting to the annual, although nobody's responded to my email. So I don't know if that will just pick up or it's been crazy with the Artful Journey opening of the doors, but
yeah, it's nothing
it was
against
absolutely worth every penny. And it's just brought so much joy and comfort and fun and just, it's just a very safe space. So regardless of your skill level, you don't have to feel embarrassed or concerned about sharing something.
Yep, it is. I always love when somebody says it's my first time sharing any piece of art, and I'm like, this is the best space to do it in. Well, you girls, I can't thank you enough. Again, I feel like some sort of weird intervention thing, just like Connie said, she woke up. I had pre-scheduled that piece, just waking up with gratitude. I did wake up with gratitude, which is great because I could have pre-scheduled that and woke up feeling horrible. And then I'd have to read it and say, oh, okay, I get it. But I really do want to thank you guys for doing this. I know it's not easy jumping on in the morning, but actually Connie's probably in her 55-minute commute time. So.
No, that usually started about 5:30.
Oh, okay. God, you must have been thrilled when that schedule changed. Well, I do want to thank you girls. And if there are any questions, I'm going to stay on for a little bit. I will say goodbye to you girls and I will see you in group because we're going to go back to your artful journey. We're going to go back to painting. And I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to send the quotes, Margaret.
I will.
Bye. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Is that, I literally, now I knew a little bit of Connie's story, so I didn't know Margaret because I have met Connie twice. And it was just kind of, I had chills because I was thinking, oh my goodness, Connie just shared when we got on air the piece that she had painted that I shared today and mentioned that. So, oh my goodness. To say I love my job is an understatement. And I love it because of the connections and the people I get to do it with. Yesterday, somebody asked me about, do I have to be in the Facebook community? Do I have to participate? Absolutely no. I do not. There is no requirement. The portal is freestanding on the internet. So it's off of Facebook. Everything I do is recorded. Even our live events are recorded. So they go into your portal. You have access to that the day you sign up. The Facebook group, those of you who are new members, by the way, I will post, Margaret Jones, I am going to post the quotes that Margaret provided. I will put those on my Facebook page by the end of the day. So don't worry about that. I thoroughly am enjoying the opportunity to meet and just talk to people. I literally broke down in tears because I was sitting in between them. I'm like, oh, I should just take myself off. But it really does. And I want to thank you for that coordination because it's hard to do it all. And she does so much. So thank you. Also, I've had a lot of questions about types of art, types of lessons. I try to put those in I try to respond to everything. I kind of also refer people to look at my Facebook page. It's kind of obvious I'm inspired by nature, so I do a lot of flowers. I do a lot of leaves, landscapes. That's just me. If you're looking for something that we're going to start delving into faces, I'm not going to rule anything out. I've taken several classes on drawing faces. They are evil people. I don't understand that. I don't undertake. It's all in the eyes. I don't know. And then tomorrow is our last day of interviews for this go round. We're going to be speaking to Deborah R. and Donna W. And again, haven't met them. I'm excited to do this. And the cost is $37 a month or $370 a year. If you join and you find that life has changed and you don't have the time, you can cancel. If you want to just join monthly and give it a go. Also, this is the thing, and somebody didn't realize this. I loved it. I got an email yesterday from somebody, and she said, I joined up, and do you realize I can see all of the lessons from day one? Like, I think I'm not supposed to see that. And I was like, yes, you are. You get access to all of that. That is yours. I also got the question of why can't people just come and go right now? I close the doors tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. It's done. I will, by 7:30 p.m., be having a glass of wine and not speaking. I'll be in a cave because this is a lot of talking. And yeah, I love to talk, though. And once they're closed, they're closed. So even when you send me an email saying you didn't see it, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to post it every way, shape, or form. I do want to say thank you, too, to all of the people who are sharing the link. That is wonderful. I love it. Share it with all the cool cats in your life. All right. My parting word for today is definitely that your vibe does attract your tribe. And everything I've noticed about all of these interviews and all of the people that we've talked to is they all either wanted to explore their creative side, they've had creativity in their life, they wanted something they can take with them to bed, on vacation, all that other stuff. But we all have like this creative side of our brain, and whether we've ruled it out because we labeled ourselves as not creative, and you want to get out of that label, now is the time to do it, and you can do it. When will signing up be again? Not till the end of the year, late 2021. I don't do it until the end of the year. Only do it once or twice a year. And Wanda, the reason for that is I go back into that group and I go back to creating. I don't get a lot of creativity done. The other thing about when it releases again, the cost always goes up. So if you join now, it will be a savings. That's what I can say about just finding that creative side and connecting with it. I will tell you one more thing. when I'm creating in my art journal, because you can't do it while you're running or laundry. Well, you can do it while you're doing laundry, but washing dishes, it is that time that you give yourself to create and just be present with you and what you're doing. You show up so much better for the people around you. I do. Do it, join the tribe. You will never regret it. So much loving creativity in a one wonderful spot. I would say that too, Jan. Thank you for that. All right, everybody. I got my office sort of cleaned out. I'm going to send a couple of emails. I am actually, that's the other thing. I go back to creating my own art journal and doing my morning and evening meditation so that I have more content to bring to you. Because as a teacher, I have to kind of keep generating more new stuff. I wanted to say something to Margaret. I hope she sees this. She had all those dies in the background. Next month, we're kind of doing a technique that I'm excited about and that maybe nobody even asked about. And I think she could use those dies. I meant to say that to her. Loving that I joined the tribe and my creative side is being reborn. It is, you're waking that up. These are all new members. I haven't updated the doors. My goal is always to fill up these doors. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but I appreciate each and every person who does sign up. And I do that by honoring you on my studio doors. So the doors are closing tomorrow night, Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. We are live tomorrow night with another free demo. You can just show up. There's no cost associated right here on my Facebook page, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. This video and all my other videos do go to my YouTube channel, so I will upload that when I'm done, and you can rewatch anything you would like there, or you can go and look for further inspiration. So wanting to sign up with you, well, we would welcome you, Diana. And again, we understand that life happens. It's funny. I had several people who had to take a couple of months off due to COVID and, financial reasons, and they're rejoining. So I was really thrilled about that. It's always something about sharing that creativity that keeps me going. All these other wonderful stories I don't know about all the time, and it just reminds me of why I love what I do. Wonderful Wednesdays. Join me tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all tomorrow morning at least at 8 a.m. Bye.